Hey guys, so today I want to talk briefly about social signals. Um, I don't think they're a huge ranking factor, but it's definitely a piece of the pie. As your site starts to scale, um, if you have a whole bunch of backlinks, let's say you built 200 backlinks, which is a lot, but working with say a venture-backed startup or something, some sort of client that has, a budget of $10,000, $20,000 a month to spend on links, 200 links building 200 guest posts off the start is nothing unattainable. But when you're doing that, you need to make sure, since you're not doing natural link building, meaning just letting links come in as they are earned, you're going out and achieving them, you need to make sure the rest of the picture looks real to Google. And of course, there's so many factors, but social signals is just one of them. And the second benefit to social signals is also indexing your site. Indexing your site right now in this age, makes me sound old as hell, but it's really tough to index a brand new site right now. There's a lot of on-page factors as well with indexing, but sites like Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. Can all help getting the site indexed. And then with good on-page optimization, you don't even need a ton of links to rank for some of these keywords that are out there. The first part is getting the content up, making the site properly structured, maximizing your on-site, and then getting it indexed. Excuse me. And so I look at some campaign or excuse me some offerings like this, and this is what I want you to watch out for. If you scroll down, okay, first of all, they have the ranking factors, of course, click-through rate. This chart is kind of the reason why I founded SERPclicks, and of course I sold that company, but because click-through rate is such an important factor, but you can increase it naturally through a number of ways as well if you're just starting out. But here you can see how old this chart is. Google +1, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter. I'm sure Reddit is in there and whatnot. When you scroll down, they have the packages, and this is great. But the thing is, there's hundreds of social networks. So if you're getting 120 Facebook likes and 60 LinkedIn, etc., there's a whole bunch of other small social network sites that if Google kind of knows the ratio to expect. Like if you have 120 Facebook shares, you're probably like a site of importance. People are checking you out, and therefore you should actually have. They're going to start expecting links from other sites as well, rather than these five. So I really don't like offerings like this. But I think to separate yourself, you want to make your site look like it's naturally growing and people are enjoying it. You don't need 120 Facebook likes. I mean, this is their smallest package. Here's some smaller ones here one time. But for recurring, I mean that's a ton. I mean, to have 120 Facebook shares per month, I mean you really got to be. I mean, I work with small businesses, between the 10 and $100 million valuation mark, and I don't think any of them get 120 Facebook shares per month. That's a lot to naturally earn. So I think a lot of these packages here, they're problematic. Something like this, would make sense. This is almost too much, honestly. Like the difference between 0 and 1 Facebook share is huge. So think about someone who has no understanding of SEO when they're building a site. They're probably going to build the site, polish it up, spend some time, probably a lot more time than you or I would. But if it's their first site, they don't understand SEO, they're probably going to put a ton of your first project. You always, generally go pretty hard on, I think, and so they'll probably spend hundreds of hours, and make something that looks fairly decent. And when they're ready, they'll post it on Facebook, on their personal Facebook, and tell their friends about it. That's one Facebook share, and that site is probably pretty valuable. And so when Google sees, what I just said, a well-polished site with one Facebook share, I probably trust information on that site more than I would if I trust something that was just quickly put together with little content and it has this many shares thrown at it. I mean, it's very apparent which one is black hat, which one is white hat, which one is, going to offer more like organic value. And so I would go as far as saying 15 is too many. I mean, off the start, I mean, 1, 2, 3 Facebook shares, a LinkedIn share, maybe 2 LinkedIn shares, whatever this is. I don't know this, but you could maybe do 1 or 0. Pinterest, get one post to don't get a Reddit backlink. You don't want a Reddit backlink that's in the sidebar. You want a Reddit backlink that's in the um, like in a post or in a comment. You want it to be more contextual, even if it's no follow. It's going to help with indexing and making your site look, real. Like it's actually organically growing. Brand new sites don't just randomly get do follow backlinks in the sidebar of subreddit. I'm sure it looks nice to have a fat dr 90 plus link do follow, but how much value does it offer? I'm not sure. At the scale of these sites, Google would have some custom code set out to know, like, to differentiate. They might even put a no follow link as more important than a do follow link because of. I don't want to. It's probably not true, honestly, but do you see what I'm saying? Where they have different rules within a specific site that pertain to just Reddit and then just Pinterest, just LinkedIn. They would 10 years ago this wouldn't be the case, but SEO is so far advanced. The team there at Google is so massive. They would account for how many followers a LinkedIn profile has, how active that LinkedIn profile that's posting about you is. Is it real? Do they spam sites all day long? The problem with these profiles, I mean, this would work great if it was 2009. This would be a great package to buy and get your site started. I'm sure it would bring you great results. But you're getting posts on, like, 15 Facebook shares is not 15 Facebook shares. Like, quality matters. So you have to have, like, real people that have good engagement, good everything, good friend counts, profile pictures, everything. If you think Google's just looking at a link as a link, I mean, welcome to 2006, right? Like, so I think these are a little bit aggressive for a brand new site. Something like this per month would make sense. For an established site, but I don't know. I would really discourage ordering something like this and look for other routes. Asking friends to share. For example, on Reddit, your friends might not want to share your site on their personal Facebook to their friends and family because who knows what your site is about and it probably doesn't pertain to a lot of people. But on Reddit, I'm sure, and maybe even LinkedIn, something work related if it's a business blog or something. And getting those shares, 1, 2, 3, really like legit shares, is going to go further than any of these packages. I mean, what's the most expensive one? $400 a month? Yeah. I don't even know if it's like, is it crazy to say that 3 shares from real people on Facebook and LinkedIn and Reddit and Pinterest is going to go further than this? I think this is just going to do nothing but hurt your site, honestly. It looks super unorganic. And you're leaving out, especially at this scale, when you're getting 2,000 Facebook shares a month, you're leaving out so many other social networks. 5 isn't just enough at this scale. If you're getting $400 a month in social signals, I mean, the social network list would need to be, 20, 30, 40, 50 long. So that's my thoughts. Social signals, they're very important. You just got to think about them properly, and avoid. I don't want to throw this guy under the bus because I've honestly never dealt with him, but this is some of the things that I think when I see something like this, because I'm always looking for social signals and I need quality social signals, but something like this is not the way to go about it. You can ask maybe like a VA that doesn't spam too much to post. If you have a VA, an assistant, say, hey, can you post this on your LinkedIn? If they don't post too much, or they have some contacts and some like a legit profile, a share from them wouldn't be as bad. Obviously, if your demographic is US based, it'd be nice to get US profiles, but one LinkedIn share from a legit VA profile is going to be a lot better than anything on this page. So if you guys have any questions, love a chat, just drop them in the comments and I will talk to you later.